All right, let's get right into this. We really need to talk about prayer, but maybe not in the way you're used to hearing about it. We need to talk about its design.
So, if you've ever thought that Salah is just a series of random movements, you're missing the whole point. See, prayer isn't just one thing. It's a sequence. And sequences exist for one very specific reason, to change you, step by step, whether you feel like cooperating or not.
Most people don't stop praying because they suddenly think Islam is false. No, they stop because their prayer just feels empty.
But here's the thing. That feeling of emptiness isn't proof that prayer has failed you. It's actually proof that you've been rushing through a system you don't fully understand. Because this is the critical part. If you run the sequence without being present, you get the shape of prayer, but you miss out on the effect.
Think of it like this. Islam didn't design prayer to be like a poem, something spontaneous and emotional. It built it like architecture, with structure, with repetition. Why? Because human beings don't really change from a sudden burst of inspiration. We change from repeated structure. So let me show you what this spiritual architecture is actually building inside of you.
So the whole sequence kicks off with standing, not sitting, not lounging, definitely not casual.
Standing is the posture of attention. It's a physical command you're giving your body. You're basically telling it, hey, be present, right here, right now. This, qiyam, it's the very first test. Do you have control over yourself or not?
And think about that connection for a second. If you can't even stand still for a few minutes for God, then why would you be shocked when you can't stand firm against temptation out in the world? Okay, now notice what comes next in the sequence. After you've managed to command your body to be still, you recite.
What does that mean? It means you don't start by telling God all of your opinions and what's on your mind. No, you begin with revelation. This right here is the death of the ego. So much of what people call spirituality these days is really just self-talk. Salah forces you to start with a truth that's outside of yourself. That's exactly why it's built this way.
So, after standing tall and listening to truth, what happens? You bow. And this is so much more than just a gesture of humility. It's training. Your body is physically learning what your ego constantly resists, that I am not the center of the universe.
This movement, ruku, it shatters the illusion of self-importance. So many people want that feeling of closeness to God, but without the surrender part. Ruku completely exposes that fantasy.
And now we get to the absolute core of the sequence. This is the moment of the greatest physical submission you can make, prostration. Then you go lower.
Face to the ground.
This is not degradation.
This is medicine. Because pride isn't just some abstract idea. Pride is a posture. And you can't cure a posture with a lecture. It doesn't work. Sujud, this act, cures pride with repetition. And right here, in this single movement, the entire logic of Islam is captured. The lowest physical position you can take becomes the highest spiritual position you can reach. You actually rise by submitting.
From that lowest point, you rise again. And now, you sit. The cycle is almost complete.
You don't sit just because the prayer is wrapping up. You sit because something inside of you has fundamentally changed. This is where you testify. You remember who you serve, what you belong to. And only then do you return to the world a different person.
Okay, now here's the part that really should make you stop and think. If you change the order of the sequence, you completely break the effect. The order is non-negotiable.
Standing without recitation just becomes an empty posture. Recitation without bowing can actually turn into pride. Bowing without prostrating is just a half surrender. And prostration without that final sitting, well, that's just an escape. You see, the sequence is doing something incredibly specific. It's designed to dismantle the ego in stages.
So when someone tells me, I pray, but it doesn't change me, I believe them. I really do. Because they're often treating prayer like another task to check off a list, not like the deep transformation sequence it is. And I mean, think about it. You can't just sprint through surgery and then complain that you're not healed.
So tonight, I want you to try something. Don't try to fix your whole prayer at once. Just pick one section. That's it, just one. Maybe in standing, you just try to be perfectly still for 3 seconds before you recite. Or in recitation, you focus on understanding just one line. In ruku, maybe you just pause for one full breath. Or in sujud, you stay for one extra breath. Choose one, just one, and do it for 7 days. And then watch how the prayer starts to prey on you.
Salah isn't random. It is architecture, and it's rebuilding you in a world that is constantly trying to reshape you into something weaker, something less focused. But tonight, don't just binge more videos. Stand.